Right. So we are going to start the 8th lesson. So we are due with the 5th one. So after finishing this practical lesson, I will shift back to the 5th one. Then we can come to the last lesson of the book. So today we are going to start this electronic presentations. Right. So electronic presentations is about using a software to present or to convey your idea to some of the audience in front of you, right? Maybe it is in front of you, maybe it is around the world. Like now we have the technologies like video conferencing and all. And anyway, electronic presentations is telling you a way how to create your idea or your topic that you are about to discuss uh, to be seen in an attractive manner, as well as how to keep your audience grabbed into your presentation until from the starting to the end, right? So it's kind of a software that we are going to learn, but the thing is, before that we have to know, we have to study how some traditional presentation has happened, right? So in early days, they have used a particular device called OHP, overhead projector, to represent or to present some ideas to a large amount of, or to a large group, which has a many number of people involved with it, right? So what they have done is they had create a particular hardware or particular device which is called the overhead projector, which will help us to project things that we want, or that the presenter want, onto a specific screen where they can where the audience can see what are the topics or what are the key points that the presenter is talking about. So OHP is one of the earliest
Sir,
presentation devices that we use,
excuse me.
right?
Yes.
Yes, Rizwan.
Uh, sir, I had a connection problem. I think my connection was disrupted. Uh,
Okay.
you started the lesson, no, sir?
Yes. We are just starting the lesson, Rizwan. Don't worry.
Ah, sir. Okay, good, sir.
Right. Okay. Right. So now, since the OHP is a device, so it gave you the ability of presenting uh, some particular topic or some particular subject to the audience in an not a very much attractive manner, but it helps you to project things into a big screen where all the audience will be able to see that, right? So it is the early devices that you use for the presentation, and through that to present the things, you have used this transparent sheet which is placed at the top of this OHP projector, and in this casing, this white color box has a very what we call neither a very bright light, neither දීප්තිමත් එළියක් දෙන තරක් තියෙන්නේ, which produce a very bright light through this particular transparent surface. So we place our transparent sheet at the top of it. So once you have written some things on that transparent sheet, light will not move or go through those non-trans non-transparent in surfaces. So what it is happening is it will create a particular shadow on this particular device. So it's working as a lens which will maximize the particular light rays that is being received through this bed, and later it will be projected onto a bigger screen, right, at the in front of this. So I'll show you a small video so you can get the idea how OHP is going to work, right? And later after the OHP, this is the one they have introduced to you. So like in OHP, we won't be able to project colored photos or like colored pictures. Again, it's a very basic device which will help us to project things which are made out of lines, not the colorful ones. All right. So like in slide projector, it uses a small film which can capture a particular moment or particular still picture, and it can place on this particular dock over here. There are different kinds of these kind of devices, which is the slide projectors. In here, it shows you how to insert the films onto this dock. So they use a mechanism to choose a one particular film through this list or through this dock and being projected through that. So when you project something through a particular negative or like a particular slide, it will give you the photo of that particular film reel, right? So the same technology was involved, like same technology was taken care of this. So the bright light was here at the back. So then inside that particular film, so through that, it will penetrate the atmosphere or like the particular screen that is being projected. So the best part of this is capable of projecting colored outputs or like colored photographs, right? So it will be much convenient when you compare it to the what we call overhead projector, OHP, right? So like and then after, with the advancement of the technologies, now they have created something called multimedia projector, which is now very small in size, right? You can fix it to any particular device and it will project some particular pictures or like some particular still images from the specific device that you are using. And unlike the OHP and slide projector, multimedia projector does not have any film or a bright light. Actually, a bright light is inside that. That's for the projecting purpose, not for note downing and all these parts. So what can we do is we can use a software like that we are going to learn today and create the presentation, then project through this device for a bigger audience to see, right? So since we are like involved in with a very big range of data inside it, so it's better you learn how to use this kind of a projector and what are the major connectivities and how we are going to connect this with our with a particular computer, or like moreover how, like in which ways that we can create the contents for a device like this. So that is why we are learning the PowerPoint. PowerPoint is a presentation creation software. Right. So people, let's quickly write about these things and then I'll take you to the video, which shows you what is yeah. So let's have it like this. Have the main heading, electronic presentations.
Okay, sir.
Right? Okay, so we are proceeding. So yeah, you don't need to say what it is meant by presentation. This is a small dialogue which is happening between two friends. So here, yeah, let's go with this. So once you write the very first line, then you can put a small subheading saying slide projector. I'm sorry, not the slide projector. Let's go with the overhead projector first, the subheading.
Sir, wait.
It's okay. It's okay. Give me a second, people.
So then we have to write slide project and write that thing. Sir,
Yes, Rizwan.
so then we have to write the slide projector and write.
Yeah. Slide projector is the topic. And then these are going to be your points, right? Right. So,
Wait,
people, are we done?
wait, sir.
Okay, okay.
Okay, sir.
People, are we done?
Yes, sir.
Right. Anyone who is still writing this? Rison, are you done?
Yes, sir. I said I'm done.
Ah, right. Okay, right. Okay, right. Okay. So we are moving forward. Right. So now we are going to talk about the characteristics of a good quality presentation. Now, this is regarding the electronic presentation that they are talking about now. Right? Yes, yes. Before that, it's better we take a look how the
The videos.
OHP and the slide projector is working, right?
Yes,
Yes,
sir.
hold on. Let me show you how it is working.
So I'm here to talk about PowerPoint and its creation, but before I can really talk about PowerPoint in 1984, what we were thinking, I have to describe how presentations were given at the time. And one of the methods was used was 35 millimeter slides in large auditoriums. And those are still around, although not really used. The more common method was this device, an overhead projector, and this could be used anywhere. It wasn't very expensive, and schools all had these, and most business offices that did any sort of presentation stuff would have one too. And there's a big projector bulb down in the bottom with a fan keeping it cool, and a Fresnel lens to distribute the light evenly over the surface. And then it projects the light up through a reflector here, which then projects onto the screen. So these could be used in a moderately lit room so that you didn't have to have a big darkened room like a 35 millimeter slide in an auditorium. In schools, these were often used by teachers that just wrote on the transparency material, which is this kind of material that was just laid over the top. And you could write directly while you were talking, and because you had, complete freedom to write, draw, do anything else, or even use colored pens, the presentation materials could be anything you wanted. However, they were a little crude, and more often, for more formal occasions, the slides were made by typing on a typewriter. The type was fairly small, and for some typewriters, particularly the IBM typewriter, there was a large print type element that you could get that would produce type that was a little taller than normal type. And those were used for a lot of presentations too. Then PowerPoint could create this type of presentation material much nicer. And in particular, Apple had a laser printer. This was the dawning days of laser printers, and well before inkjet printers. So the laser printer produced beautiful, crisp text, but the typical ones of the day produced very small text, similar to a typewriter. And they had some slightly larger, but it was still a lot like just a very nice typewritten slide. The Apple Laser Writer, which came out in 85, I think, was a PostScript device. And because of the PostScript, it could produce text at any size, even a letter filling the entire page. And it would have the very sharp-edged, beautiful text, and complete with styles and so forth. So as PowerPoint came along, there was presentations that looked more like this. So this is a slide actually produced on PowerPoint, and you'd have this beautiful typeset looking text. It was still kind of crude because the presenter had to put slides up on the table, manually, and little tricks like showing bullet points one at a time was usually done by putting a piece of paper over the top of the transparency, and as you talked, sliding down the paper to reveal the points one at a time. This was typically frustrating for the audience because it looked kind of bad, and they were always getting little glimpses of what was coming and then having it covered up and so forth. But that was the way presentations were done.
Okay, so that's the nature of the overhead projector, right? So there are some nice animations as well, which describes how the overhead projector is working. So like it says, you can use the transparent sheets where we can write things on it using a specific pen which is made for that, or like any particular marker. We can write the things, just write the things, right? And again, you can print the transparent sheet through a laser printer, right? And you can do the projection. And yeah, now this shows you one of these slide projectors, and there are many different kinds. Okay, not this one. Yeah, from this.
What we do here is go back.
just give you a little background about this projector, a few years ago, our grandfather passed away. He was a really big film photographer, just a big photographer in general, really. He took photos of anything and everything. He always had his camera on him. And yeah, it was just a really kind of To just give you a little background about this projector, a few years ago, our grandfather passed away. He was a really big film photographer, just a big photographer in general, really. He took photos of anything and everything. He always had his camera on him. And yeah, it was just a really kind of inadvertent inspiration in my photography career that I never really realized. But because I was so young when he passed, but it's interesting now because I'm able to look through all of his old stuff. Some of our old family members saved his old film slides, the projector, and a lot of his other stuff, and I finally was able to get my hands on some of it just to digitize it for the family and send it out to them. When I first saw the projector itself, I just started playing with it, pressing buttons, seeing what it did, seeing how it worked, just pulling the knobs, playing with the lenses, things like that. And eventually you see a photo on the wall and it's just a really, really unique experience. It's similar to when you give someone a Polaroid. It's that physical medium and that physical vintage kind of quality that just sets it apart from just texting a photo to someone. I think when they go over to the carousel and they see it on the projector and then they go and look at the screen or the wall or wherever the photo is being projected onto and they see that actual photo, it's just a really incredible experience that you can't really replicate anymore. Obviously there's projectors now, but that film projector, like that carousel feel, it's just really, really fun to share with other people. This is the Kodak Carousel Projector.
Okay, so I think you get the idea, right? So here in your book, I told you we saw that the slides are being loaded onto a dock, at your left-hand side. But in the video that I'm showing to you, it is loaded onto this particular dock. It's a cycling one, right? So when it is cycling, and one particular what we call a small slide, which is made out of films, will be projected through the will be set to have the light through that, right? So then it is projected to the particular presentation screen or to the wall for you to see the things, right, people? Now, is that clear for you all, how the slide projector and the overhead projector is working?
Yes, sir.
Right, great. Okay, so now we are going to talk about the characteristics of a good quality presentation. Right now this is about the electronic presentations, the one that we are going to make using the PowerPoint, which is the Microsoft presentation software. So when you are creating a presentation, you should really give some concentration on these particular characteristics, right? The first thing that you need to do is you have to be very specific and be very careful with number of lines that you are going to put inside a slide. Now, the presentation software that we are using here is the Microsoft PowerPoint, right? So in the PowerPoint, I'll come to these themes and all these things. What they are trying to say in the good quality presentation is when you are having a slide like this, right? When you are having a slide like this, there will be a space for you to type things. So when you are typing, when you are creating your slide using the text, it's better you maintain 6 to 9 numbers in your presentation, right? So number of lines. right? So like when it comes to the optimal, we call it a 7x7 theory. Like, so like we are having 7 bullets, so like 7 lines per slide, and one particular line contains only 7 words. That doesn't mean that you must follow that particular rule when you are creating the presentation. But what we are trying to say is, if it goes on that manner, it will be very easy for the audience to capture what you are trying to say, right? And again, the font size. Now, when you are having the font size on the slide, having a smaller font size will only convey the message to the people who are closer to the projector screen or the projecting area. People who are like sitting away from the projector screen, or like the people who are sitting on the back lines, will not be able to see the content on the slide. So we generally say it's better we go with the a size like 36 kind of. So like it will be much clearer fonts that we are having on our presentation, right? And yeah, this is important. Correct use of grammar and language, you have to check it, because you are going to present it in front of a big audience. So it's better you give them the correct idea about what you are presenting on, right? So then they will, otherwise they are going to have some unclearness in the content, or maybe they will get a wrong idea, right? And inserting images. Excuse me. Inserting images, drawings, tables, or graphs, right? In any of these objects, you can put any of these objects onto your slide, right? So it is easy to put things. But when you are arranging these items on your slide, you have to be very careful. You are not going to put lots of images into your slides, right? And at the same time, you are not going to fill all the audios, videos, the graphics, everything inside of one slide, right? It will feel very crowdiness on your particular slide. So like so the audience will definitely get disturbed when you're having a lot of things, because they have to concentrate on a lot of things on the slide when you are having a lot of items or a lot of objects on your screen, right? And again, use of colors. Now, this is a very important thing for you to understand. When you are having the colors, like if I just show you an example, like I can give a particular color to this text box, right? In a slide, we always get in text box to give our text onto it, right? So like it's better you not to use lots of red in your presentation, right? Because red is some kind of a color which gives very tiredness to a particular audience, right? And again, if you are using a color and a content, it's better you use some contrasting colors, like if the background is darker, it's better you use a lighter color to your text or to your objects. If I make this word bold, and if I make the color like something like this, so it won't be contrasting. It is not contrasting. Right now, when you put this into a bigger screen, sometimes this word is not very much clear to the audience. So it's better you use, like if the blue is the background, so go with the white. So it will be very much contrasting, right? Even than the black. If you use black, it's like this, but if you use white, it will be very much contrasting, right? So likewise, you have to be careful of what you are using on the colors when it comes like it. You should be careful about your background colors as well as the colors that you are going to put on your fonts, right? And animation and videos goes in the same way. And if you are going to use an animation or video, there are several things that you need to understand. Like first thing, it should be a video which will be able to grab the audience to your presentation, right? It shouldn't be a boring one. It should be something related to your topic. And it's better you are not having any video or animations for a long time inside your presentation, right? Because it's not a movie that they are here to see. It's a presentation. So it's better you use some small clip to give a better idea to your audience, right? And as well as it's better you worry about the quality of the video that you are using, right? And pay attention to pay attention on target groups, because target group means like to which audience that you are going to present this. So like if you are going to present something like let's say like if I'm going to present something to primary students, I may use a lot of nursery colors and all these things, and very much the attraction for them to like being attractive to that presentation with kids colors, with kids cartoons and all these things. But I won't present the same thing to you people, right? Because your guys perspective is different from the kindergarten ones, right? So we have to be very careful like to whom that we are going to present this. And when you go into the industry, if you're going to present something to your boss or to the company headers or like to the organization top level hierarchies, it should be on that particular manner, right? So you should always think about who are the audience that's going to watch this, right? Yeah, Sarushi, the foreground color means like if you take this as an example, blue is the background color, white is the foreground color for this. Now, my font color is white, so I can say it as foreground color, the one which is stained at the front. Background is the blue color, which is stained at the back. Got it, Sarushi?
Yes, sir.
Right. Okay, so before we come to the presentation software, let's write things about it. Let's wait a minute, Susu. I will answer you. Hold on. All right, so have this topic, the characteristics of a good quality presentation. Right, so let's have these things one after the other. All right, I'm moving the content a little bit upward. If you are missing something, just tell me, right?
That's
I don't know that.
sir finish.
People, are we done with this?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Okay, moving forward. Right. Let's write the last part.
Sir, wait.
Okay. Rizwan,
I will take a screenshot.
the animation and videos part.
Sir, I was writing use of colors last one,
Okay, okay, okay.
and I took a screenshot. Sir, let's move
Is this okay? Is this okay?
on. Okay, sir. Okay.
Right. Yeah, pay attention of target group. It's better you go with this stuff.
Done, sir. Done, sir.
Yes, people. Sorry, I had to run out because of some accident happened. Okay.
Sir? What happened?
Yes. Yes, Rizwan.
So you said accident.
Yeah, like a small accident. The glass has shattered. So that's why. No worries, no worries.
No worries, sir. Yeah, yeah, sir. Sir,
Okay, yeah.
what I was going to tell, I have finished, sir. Yeah. Done.
Right, okay, right, great. Okay, so from this point onwards, we are going to talk about the presentation software. So that means the PowerPoint. We have already started it, right? And when it comes to the presentation softwares, like as any of the softwares that we learned earlier, the two types are there, free and open source one, the commercialized one or the proprietary one. So you can see the list of softwares over here, like Apple Keynote from the Apple Corporation, which is in the Apple software, the iOS or like the Apple devices, and Corel presentation, Microsoft PowerPoint, right? So these three things, they are licensed ones, right? Given by the Apple Corporation. This is Corel Corporation and the Microsoft Corporation, right? We have to pay and take those things. And in the other hand, LibreOffice Impress, as well as the OpenOffice org, the same version is given as an open source software. Right, so and when it comes to the cloud computing or like the cloud services, there are versions like MS Office 365 and Google Presentations has actually Google Slides is the correct word. And there is a way that Microsoft SkyDrive PowerPoint as well, like some particular facility which is given by the Microsoft. Those are to be considered as the Google, or I'm sorry, not the Google, the cloud presentation softwares, right? So when you have the internet with you, you don't need to install it, but you can just use it, right? So if you think about the Google Drives, the Google Slides, so you can just go and use the slides, right? So this is the slides. So if you just click on the slide, you can find different kinds of slides. And even this is now, in these days, this is brilliant, right? So it is given a very different kind of themes, very different kind of facilities, right? Even you can access these kind of presentations, which you are doing on the cloud from anywhere, at any time, right? So which is quite easy for a lot of people. All right. So according to our syllabus, today we are going to learn about the PowerPoint presentation, which is given by the Microsoft Corporation. So yes, let's quickly write about these PowerPoint softwares. Then we can, yeah, if we had the chance, we can go to the interface, right? So let's go with this presentation software.
Done, sir. Done.
Okay, then you can copy this table. The entire table, people, not only the highlighted part.
Done, sir.
Okay, how about others?
Still writing, sir.
Okay, okay.
Okay, sir, done.
Right. Anyone who is still writing? Okay. So under the table, you can write this as well. Let me highlight it. Right. So write this down.
Done, sir.
Right. People, if you are done, I'm going to end the session from here. So because by next week, we will be able to start the practicals straight away, right? So if you are done with this, you can disconnect with the session since there is low number today as well. So there will be people in the next week so they can experience the practice as well. So I will post the video anyway in the website. So people who have absent, they can take down the notes by referring to the video, right? So, okay, so I'm going to end the session from here just for today. Thank you very much, everyone. I will see you on next week for the very same time, right? Okay. Have a good day, people. Thank you very much. Good night.
Have a good day, sir. Good night.
Good
Thank
night.
you,
Right,
sir.
okay. Right, okay, Dua. Thank you.